Welcome back to the Community Review on Hot 92.3. I'm host Eva Salinas, your host. What a morning we have had. TD Jakes dropping knowledge for us this morning, and it is time to see what else is going on in Los Angeles. You know, we're becoming quite the theater town. It used to be you could only get theater if you went to New York, and now we're getting some amazing theater right here in Los Angeles. In fact, David Weishart from Hollywood Fringe said this about something that is currently running. Debut director and veteran actress Verne Watson coaxes truthful performances from a talented cast. Highly recommended. A terrific ensemble cast bringing this heartfelt family drama vividly to life. What are we talking about? Independence by Lee Blessing. In this performance, you will find producer Kat Muldoon, Jenny Simpson, the lead Shelley Phillips, and Lauren Benge. All together as a cast, they all have their leading moments, but they are here with us this morning. In the house, we have Kat, Shelley, and director Verne Watson. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is good to have everybody here. I love theater. I think it's fabulous. And I actually got my first chance to act last year. I got invited to do a cameo, and it ended up turning into a little bit more than that because they were like, wow, you kind of can do this. So Fun. It was very cool. It was all about kind of like the theme was breast cancer, but it was about the girls, your breasts, and America's obsession with breasts.
Goodness.
And it was so hilarious, and I had so much fun and realized why I don't do theater. Because it was hard.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yes, it really was, because you're doing the same thing, but you have to find a different way to do it.
Yes, it has to be
every
fresh.
time you go on stage.
You have to pretend like it's the very first time.
Yeah, and I mean, even with radio, I mean, you play some of the same songs over and over, but they're not on the same day, generally speaking, and so you find different ways because you're in a different mood. It's a different day. It's different weather outside, but you have the liberty to change it up. This, you start changing the lines, and you're going to get a writer getting that hook on stage where they take you off.
Right. And that was really important for this show, because for the Hollywood Fringe, you cannot alter the script at all and make any cuts or anything. And this play is very long, a lot of dialogue. So we could not make any cuts. So we just had to tighten it up and
very
put it all
good.
Together.
So who wants to tell me what this play is all about? What is Independence all about?
It's a family drama from Pulitzer-nominated playwright Lee Blessing, and it's about mental illness within a family. That's the best way I can think to describe it. That three estranged sisters have to come together when their mother, Evelyn, played by Shelley, begins to show signs of a major relapse into manic depression. And what do? Do they commit her to an institution? Do they sacrifice their own lives to care for her? Or is she not even worthy of their help? And it's very surprising the directions that the play goes. It doesn't go where you'd expect it to.
Wow. And of course, that touches on a subject that is so much on the tip of everyone's tongue across America, and that is mental illness in this country, mental health in this country, and the way we find it so difficult to talk about mental health. I think it's because we've talked about it as mental illness for so long that we're not looking at it as mental health. How do we keep someone healthy mentally? That, it's okay that some people might not be as healthy as others. And how do we deal with that? How do we deal with that individually, as daughters, as sons, as friends, for people who have mental health issues?
Yeah, that's a beautiful distinction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just dismiss them. Oh, they're crazy, and
because crazy will come home.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny.
No,
you can't brush it off.
The play is that the girls, they're all afraid of becoming like their mother, and all the relationships there's turmoil and conflict between the daughters because of how they were raised. The mother's just not stable. You never know when she's going to go off.
Right. And let me just say right now, because I know there's people already sending me the email, I was not making a statement about people who have mental health issues. I was making a statement about just people throwing problems away and thinking that they're never going to come back. Whether those are mental health issues or social issues, any kind, it will come back. And that's what I meant by saying crazy will come home. So Let me state that very
Clear it
quickly,
up, yes.
so nobody gets mad. I didn't mean it in a derogatory sense in any way. So it sounds like a fascinating play, and I mean, the mother-daughter relationship is such an interesting relationship to begin with. To throw in some elements of any kind of imbalance anywhere else, I just can't imagine the avenues that you would go in on this kind of an issue.
We have 3 very distinct mother-daughter relationships in the show. The 3 sisters are very different from one another.
So how does it feel to play?
Them all.
Yeah, and you love them all.
In
I
your
love them
own
all
crazy
in my
way. I mean,
own
I'm sorry.
way.
So talk to me about how it is as an actress to play someone who clearly has some issues, some mental health issues, and where do you reach to find the place to play that?
Well, I have a family that has some interesting backgrounds. I was raised by my father, actually. My mother abandoned us as children, but I found that I had to really research movies. Frankly, I watched many movies about bipolar disorder and kind of pulled it up from what I knew of my own history and the feelings that I felt about being abandoned as a young girl. And it was very challenging, but also very exciting to kind of put that different coat on that I had never really seen or heard of. None of my friends that I had, had a mother quite like this. So it's been really interesting.
And now, how do you, when you walk away after playing, like when the lights go off, you take off the costume, you take the makeup off, and you're heading home. How do you leave that person that you had to become for a while behind, or does that person stay with you for a while?
That's tough. I do find that there's a little residual effect, and it does stay with me. The day after our first performance with the audience, I actually went home and read through the whole script again. And then the next morning, I got up and read through the whole script again, just to kind of go over everything. And I felt really exhausted and a little deflated, even though it was a great night and we had such a wonderful time together on stage. But then I went to the beach, and I hung out at the beach for about 5 hours.
That'll usually balance
to kind of
you.
release any kind of residual ickiness that was clinging on.
Right.
Well, I feel like as a director, I feel if the cast, especially with a play like this, with all the things that are going on, if they're not exhausted when it's over, then they haven't done their job. And I told them that, and they worked it. They worked those relationships and the energy, and it flowed. And we still got a little bit more work to do, because we open on the 12th, but we're well on our way to doing this play justice, because it is so well written. He's an award-winning playwright, and it's very well written. And even though I'm African American, feelings are universal. So
Especially mother-daughter feelings.
Oh yes. And it was just a joy to work with them. I've directed children and, plays and stuff, but I never had to turn around and tell them to be quiet or sit down. That was just...
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Yes. But
All right.
just in working with a group of people who are absorbing what you're giving them, and seeing the direction that you wanted to go in, it was just a pleasure.
And moving forward, the play can be seen on Thursday, June 19th at 8 p.m., Friday, June 20th at 6, Sunday, June 22nd at 6 p.m., Wednesday, the 25th at 8, and closing night, Saturday, June 28th, 8 p.m. at the Lounge Theater, 6201 Santa Monica Boulevard in Hollywood. All the information will be on my webpage at hot923.com. Keyword Josefa. The play is called Independence. It's written by Lee Blessing, acted by Kat Muldoon, Jenny Simpson, Shelley Phillips, and Lauren Benge. Does anybody else want to just give any last comments? We haven't heard very much from you here, Kat. You're the producer. Talk to me about that. How do you just decide that you're going to produce a play?
Jenny Simpson and I were introduced to the material about a year ago, and we loved our characters, Cass and Joe, respectively. And we're both actors. We had never produced before, but decided we had to tell the story. We loved it, and the Fringe was just a wonderful platform to do that. The Fringe Festival gives you a lot of support and a lot of guidance and has sort of a built-in audience ready for you. So we were just very, very lucky the way it came together.
So how does it feel to be a producer? This is your first time producing?
It is.
So you're an actress and now you're trying a producer. So how's that hat different and what does it make you feel like?
Oh, it's been a real learning experience. I've learned a lot, and it's been very, very valuable because I know I want to keep producing. I want to keep producing theater, and I want to also start producing short films. And I try to keep it separate from my acting, certainly. Try not to let the two affect each other. But it's a challenge to find time to do both and to do both well. Especially, since I'm just an actor in the industry, I'm also working a survival job. So it's been a lot of sleepless nights, but well worth it. And I've had so much help and so much support from Verne, going above and beyond what a director is expected to do, and also from Shelley. Shelley brings cinnamon rolls to all of our rehearsals and shows, just so people know that's the love that's in this cast, and that you will see on stage too.
Now, before we get out of here, we've been talking we've mentioned several times today this Fringe Festival, and I kind of know what it is, but there might be a bunch of people out in the audience that don't know what it is, but it sounds like it's a very cool thing that we need to know about. Somebody tell me what the heck is the Fringe Festival?
Well, Kat is going to explain it to you basically, but it's hundreds of plays that go on in Hollywood in June. It's like theater, comedy. Kat, go ahead and tell them.
It's actually one of the largest performing arts festivals in North America and in the world.
Wow.
And it's
right here in LA and nobody's talking. Come on, this is wonderful.
Yeah, it's based, inspired by the Fringe festivals that run in New York City and Scotland every year that are very famous. And it's just a small section of Hollywood. Every theater within that section agrees to host new works or new producers, and to basically rent out their theaters for an extremely low cost, so that people like me or people like us have a chance to tell a story that we otherwise would not have the funds to. So yeah, it's just a really fabulous opportunity to create art and to create an opportunity for someone to go out and see 5 plays in a row in one day, and just to meet all the different artists and writers and producers and directors that are out there.
So it's there's hundreds of plays, literally hundreds of plays.
Literally. Yeah.
Hundreds of plays, improvs, one-man shows, comedy sketches,
Very
everything.
cool.
Yes, in this 1 month of June.
And if you would like to see the variety of plays that you could offer, you could grab your friends, get together, and go catch maybe 2 or 3 plays in a weekend.
Yes.
Go to HollywoodFringe.org. That's HollywoodFringe.org, and get all of that information. I mean, I'm just flipping through the book, and it looks like there is just some incredible plays going on. I mean, we could really have an entire month of theater.
That's right.
Right
my
here
darling.
in Los Angeles.
With tea.
Very good. Well, again, we're talking about the play called Independence. It is currently playing the Lounge Theater, 6201 Santa Monica Boulevard in Hollywood. Upcoming dates would be Thursday, June 19th, Friday, June 20th, Sunday the 22nd, Wednesday the 25th, or Saturday the 28th, closing night. Now, I bet the closing night's the most fun because that's when everybody just lets it loose. The last performance, they do the things that Verne told them not to do.
Precisely.
All of that. And again, a quick recap of the review by David Weishart. He says, a terrific ensemble cast brings this heartfelt family drama vividly to life. Debut director and veteran actress Verne Watson coaxes truthful performances from a talented cast. Highly recommended, and I will second that emotion.
Yes.
Check this play out. All the information will be on my webpage at hot923.com. Keyword Josefa. Ladies, good luck. Break a leg, and I will see you on one of those dates coming up.
Thank
you
you so
Thank you.
much.
And now we're moving on to an event happening right here in Southern California. It's all going on Friday, June 20th at the CVC Property Office Quad area. That's right there in Long Beach. It's a summer solstice health and wellness fair from 1 to 4 p.m. for veterans, families, and youth living at the residential community in Long Beach, the Century Villages at Cabrillo, or they call it CVC. And with us today is one of these wonderful AmeriCorps members. She is in the house with us, and I'm going to let her say her name because it's actually a name I've never heard before.
Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Lavinia.
Lavinia, very cool name. Where does that come from?
It's actually Latin based, and I'm Romanian, so that's kind of how I got it.
Okay, very good. Well, welcome, Lavinia, to the Community Review. Now, you actually are an AmeriCorps member, correct?
Yes,
And
that's
what does AmeriCorps have to do with this event coming up?
So we're actually celebrating our 20th anniversary. AmeriCorps was founded in 1993, so it's very exciting as the service project is our way of celebrating our birthday, in a sense. And we are just service members placed across the country doing all sorts of projects with community-based organizations or just anywhere in communities. Specifically, we're Community Health Corps, so we work with community health projects.
Very cool. So this is a big event happening on Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Talk to me about some of the things that are going to happen that day.
So we're actually just looking to provide healthy living resources to the veterans and the families that are living at this community. And we're going to be offering them a wide array of services at the fair. It's going to include free health screenings, things like BMI and blood pressure screening.
Those are really important.
That's very true, yeah. Vision screenings as well. A lot of these veterans maybe haven't checked their vision in a while, especially in the elderly population. And HIV rapid testing. We're also just going to have educational materials, things for them to learn about diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and STDs, HIV.
And there's also going to be some demos on creating healthy snacks. Now, that should be fun.
Yeah, so we want to engage the families and the children as well. We're going to be talking about healthy snacks, and we're going to do some cool demonstrations on healthy snacks, too, so we can see what's really in those.
Does that mean you're taking away my Dorito chips and salsa?
Well, not completely. We just want you to know exactly what's in it.
Or I could use veggie chips.
That's true,
Veggie chips and salsa, which actually is really good. There's also going to be a sustainability resource for low-income families, job search, permanent housing assistance, and Operation Gratitude, who we've had on the show many times, will be in the house. They have donated thank you care packages for the veteran population. So, and there's also going to be story time and crafts for the kids, raffle, games, prizes, free popsicles. Now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really fun event that's happening on June 20th from 1 to 4 in the afternoon for veterans, families, and the youth living at the residential community in Long Beach, the Century Villages at Cabrillo, or CVC, they call them. So talk to me about how someone can get involved if they hear about this event. They say, hey, you know what? I'd like to donate some time and come on down and help. Is there the need for that?
Definitely. So they can contact the Century Villages at Cabrillo directly at centuryvillages.org. But they can also just contact us, and we'd love to put them together. So our email is AmeriCorps@gmail.com. And if you contact us, we'll be able to put you in touch with ways to help out. And we're especially looking for local businesses who want to hire veterans and would be interested.
Oh, yes. Hire smart, hire vets.
Exactly.
That's our slogan.
Yep. That's exactly why we're so happy to be able to talk to you about this event.
Yeah, because Show Your Stripes has been a real big national push for us to really try and work hard to get our vets who are coming back, who have given their lives and served us, to get them back into the communities, get them back to work, get them back integrated with their families. And sometimes that's not always an easy thing to do.
That's true. There are a lot of challenges, and that's why we have events such as these. And AmeriCorps specifically tries to work with the veteran population as often as we can to be able to address some of these challenges.
So real quick, tell me, what is AmeriCorps? Because a lot of people, they might have heard the name, but they're just not quite sure what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of been floating around, and it's only been 20 years, so it makes sense that maybe some people haven't heard about it. We're actually kind of like the domestic Peace Corps is something that we like to tell people. So you might be familiar with people going abroad and helping in developing regions of the world, but we're right here in America because we have challenges here too. And President Clinton founded the program in 1993. That's why we're celebrating our 20th anniversary this year. And we're really just placed all over the nation, addressing things like poverty, childhood obesity. There are education-focused groups as well, working in public schools, helping kids, making sure they don't drop out. We really do a wide array of things in order to just help our communities and be involved.
So where did you come from? I mean, how did you find out about it? I know my niece is in AmeriCorps. She's up in Reno, and she's involved in a program there. She graduated from Michigan State and said, hey, I'm going to do a year in AmeriCorps. So how did you find out about it?
It's very similar, actually. We're all recent grads. I actually graduated from Harvard in spring 2012 and took a year to work on community health in the Inland Empire. And then I found about this opportunity in Los Angeles to work with LA area clinics. So as a pre-med student, I was super drawn to it. But really, it's for anyone who wants to know more about the way that we as a community envision our health and are empowered to be able to access it. So
well, see, I think that's pretty amazing. You graduated from Harvard. You're on your way to medical school, and you decide, well, let me take a couple years and give back to the community. I mean, that is commendable. Congratulations on that. And I would imagine just about everybody working with you has done something similar, graduated from college and said, you know what, before I make that next decision, let me go give back to the world.
Yeah, we're all just looking for kind of like on the ground experience before we really go into a clinic and a hospital and our practitioners. And the best part was this was the year that the Affordable Care Act was implemented, so we got a lot of new stuff thrown our way, but it was a great learning experience.
I'll bet. Well, see, who knew
Yeah.
that AmeriCorps was so cool? Now, what other programs are going on in LA?
So there's a lot of other programs. You've probably heard of City Year before. They place members at public schools throughout LA County, and they're really trying to help kids make sure that they're engaged and that they don't drop out. There's also Youth Build. What's cool about them is that they have kids who have had trouble maybe in high school who are working towards their GEDs or their diploma while contributing to the community through building homes and getting job training. So that's really cool too. And you've probably heard of VISTA members. They specifically target poverty in America.
Oh, yes.
And they're nationwide.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, again, the event is happening June 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. That's this Friday. For veterans, families, and youth living at residential community in Long Beach. They're going to have free health screenings, educational materials. They're going to have resources for low-income families, and also teaching you how to create healthy snacks. Put the Doritos down, pick up the veggie chips, dip it in the salsa, and we're all set. If you want more information, you can contact the team at AmeriCorps Service Project LA at gmail.com, and also all of the links to AmeriCorps, Community Health Corps, Community Clinic Association of Los Angeles County, and Century Villages at Cabrillo. All of those links will be on my webpage at hot923.com, keyword Josefa. Lavinia, congratulations on graduating from Harvard. Thank you for taking a year off to give back to our community, and best wishes as you move forward. Please stay in touch with us.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm Josefa Salinas. Until we get together again, stay strong, stay focused, and most of all, stay informed. I'll see you next Sunday on the Community Review, Hot 92.3. Have a wonderful, amazing day. Take a walk, call a friend. Most of all, be good to you.